Hi, this is Tutor from Uplatz, and if you want to know more about Uplatz, you can log on to uplatz.com or you can contact us by the mentioned email and the phone number I have mentioned on this slide. This is the 10th module of our Salesforce learning sessions, and today we will be talking about uh, we'll create a permission set. We know enough about information. We have enough information about permission set. Now it's time to create one and assign it to a user and we'll observe the behavior. Then after that, we know that what page layout is, and we will be creating page layouts. We'll talk about page layout assignments. We'll talk about tab settings, then field level security, public groups and queues and profiles and permission sets. So then let's log into Salesforce. I have my username and password here, and we will create a permission set and assign it to a user. Now, before we directly create a permission set, let's understand why do we need a permission set. To understand this, I'll type user here, click on this user. Okay, so if in our previous module, once I log in as any of the professor, then I can create student records, but I cannot delete records. And let's take an example, a real life example. In real time, we have an application and we have 20, 30 professors, and all the professors cannot delete data in the student object. So here we don't have much licenses available, so I cannot create many users here. So to understand here is if to understand this, professors, all users having professor profile cannot delete records in student object. So now we have got the requirement that CSC professor needs access to delete records from the student object. So what we need to do if CSC professor needs one thing at the profile level, we can provide a delete access, but that will provide all the users using this profile delete access. We don't want ECE professor to have the delete access. We just want CSC professor to have the delete access. So in this case, we cannot edit the profile directly, because doing this, it will all the users using this particular profile will get the delete access, and our requirement to get the delete access only to CSE professor, not the other ones. So to do that, we need to create a permission set. Here I'll go to permission set, and we have already created standard permission sets, and I create one custom permission set here. provide delete Provide delete access. Okay, license. Let's not just save this. Okay, so here what we need is we need to provide object related permission. So click on this object settings. We'll search for our student object here. Here it is. Okay, I'll click on this edit. Okay, so I just check this delete thing, read, edit and delete, and now save this. Okay, now we have created a permission set. We assigned the level of access we want to give. So I click on this manage assignment. I click on add assignment, and it navigated us to here user list. So we want this to assign to CSC professor, and assign this, and we're done. Now I click back again on permission set. So here we have our provide delete access permission. I clicked on it. So if we need we have other options. You can explore these other options if we want to provide connected apps or assigned apps or app permissions or Apex classes access or any other things you can explore in your developer editions. But as of now, we'll stick only with the delete access to CSC Professor. So we have assigned it. Now it's time to test it. So to do that, we go to user here, click on this users. Now let's log in as CSC Professor. We'll go to student, click on the student record created here. And here you can see we have the delete button. If I click on this delete, the record is gone now. Okay, now let's log out and let's check another user having the same profile. I'm logged into Professor ECE, and let's see if this user have access to. Currently, we never logged into this user, so we don't have any record here. We don't have any record. We'll create one. Just fill the required field, and as of now, hit the save button, and you see we don't have edit button available here. There is no option to delete here. So ECE Professor and CSE Professor, both of the user you can see here are sharing the same profile, but only CSE Professor can delete the record, but ECE cannot. So I'll log out as ECE Professor here. Okay, so now page layout assignments. So we know about page layouts, and let's create another page layout on a student object, and we'll assign it to some particular users. So page layout assignment helps user to arrange the fields and other entities button links to be shown on the page. We can have many page layouts per object. After we define page layouts, we can assign the same to profile as per record type. User's profile determines which page layout he or she uses. You can assign page layouts from the object's customized page layout, the original or enhanced profile user interface. So now let's see page layout in action. Okay, so let's go to the application that we have created. I click on this app launcher, go to our application that we have created, this Uplatz University, closed all the tabs. Okay, so here if I click on Dexter, I can see all the fields at the one side, and there is one field at the right side. It's just owner. So to edit this page layout, what we can do is we can go to setup, or we can click this gear icon. We can go to setup, or we can directly click this edit object option available. It will navigate us to the object manager. Okay, so here is our student object, and we'll click on page layouts. So one option we have is we can edit this page layout, or we can create new page layout. So as of now, we'll edit this page layout. Okay, so what we can do here from the page layout, either I can remove a field. If I remove this field from here, this field won't be visible at the user level. So we can remove the fields by clicking this minus sign. We can remove this field, and if we want to add it back, we can just simply drag and drop. Easy. So other than this, we can rearrange the way they appear on the user interface. So here what we can do is we can address at the second here. City, I'll take it this side, then state, we'll take it this side. Then transportation, I'll take this side and can click on the save. Okay, so to see this, effect, I just hit the refresh button, and now here it is now more readable. I need not to scroll it up and down. Okay, so what other things we can do is we can create new page layouts from here, and from page layout assignment, I can assign different page layouts to different users. So here we have the profiles. Currently we have only student layout, so there is no other layout option. So at the profile level, we can change the layouts. All we need to do is edit assignment, then from student layout we'll change it to some different layout. So in your environment, you know how to create a page layouts, and you can try creating uh, page layout. You can try creating new page layouts and assign it to different profiles. And to assign to different profiles, all you need to do is click this page layout assignment, and you will see the list of profiles that we have just seen. Okay, so other than that, what page layout has, we click this edit button again to see what are other options we have here. We have buttons here. We can edit this buttons. We have quick actions, mobile lightning actions, expanded lookup, related lists, report charts, etc. If we click on this related list, as of now, we have student activity junction here. If I click on this related tab, then the student activity junction is available. If we don't want this to be displayed here, we can remove it here, and then to add it back, all we need is to just drag and drop. We can create a custom buttons, and we can add those buttons here in Salesforce Classic and Salesforce Lightning Experience Actions. We can add the buttons here. We have quick action. We quickly send an email or other options, new group, new event, new lead, all the options. If we want quick action to be added on the page layout, you can explore all these options. Then you can preview. We have preview as option. In preview as option, we can preview as a system administrator, or preview as a student, or preview as a professor as a level of access. You can also preview this from the here layout properties. You can edit the properties of page layout. If you want to change the name of the property, you can change it from here. So we didn't change anything right now. I gave you a basic idea of what page layout is. You can create new page layouts. You should create new page layouts and assign it to different profiles for the practice purpose. Tab settings, we are not already aware of what tabs are. Tab settings specify if tab appears in all tab pages or is visible in its associated app. They also determine whether objects appear in the Lightning Experience app launcher and navigation menus. Tab settings, labels, and permission set differ from the labels in profiles. Custom tab visibility options are default on, default off, and tab hidden. Okay, so when we go to profile, any profile, we hit the edit button and we see these options. If we want what we want to, whether this tab we want to default on or default off, or we want to hide the tab. To see these options, all we need to do is we'll go to setup here from the gear icon. I close other windows. Okay, so here search for profile. For example, I'll open our professor profile that we have created. Okay, I click on this edit button. We have all the tab options here. We have the tab settings. I can either default it on or default off or tab hidden. If it is default on, then it will be visible to the application here. Like I go to this Uplatz University here. Okay, so if it is default on, it will be visible here. If it is default off, it won't be visible here, but you can add it from this personalize your nav bar option. You can click on this and you can add all the available tabs. So as of now, there are, this application doesn't have access to other tabs, so we can click add more items. Okay, so we got other available tabs. We can add it here. Suppose if you want accounts tab to be available, you can click add one nav item and click save button here. Then accounts tab is visible, and now we want to remove this tab. We can click here and the accounts, I click this cross button here, click the save back again. Okay, it will be saved. Once it will be saved, then that account tab won't be visible here. And if we choose tab hidden, then when we click add more items, that you won't see the tab option there. Now it is removed now. Okay, field level security. Field level security settings help us to restrict user access. These access includes view and edit specific fields, as we have seen already when we were creating fields on our custom S objects. When we create a field, we have an option whether we want to assign it to a particular profile or we want to hide it from a particular profile. We can do that. And once we have created the field, we can also manage the field level security. So fields which are seen in detail and edit pages are due to combination of page layouts and field level security settings. We can hide fields at the page layout level, and we can also hide from the object manager. Fields which are seen in detail and edit page are due to combination of page layouts and field level security settings. You can verify user access to fields by checking field accessibility. Field level security, you can also go to profile and you can see field level security, and we can add it from at the profile level as well, and we can do that from the object manager as well. Public groups. You can use public group to create groups of users which are from different departments, profiles. Public group is mostly used for sharing. You can use public group for any objects. You can create groups for users who need similar access. You can create groups for members who move in or move out of groups. So group is nothing but a list of users. Have queues. Queue is used for grouping of users like public group. Queues are used for assigning ownership, load balancing. It works only when you connect to a queue with some objects. Okay, now let's see all this thing in action. We'll go back to the Salesforce. Here we have group, we have public groups. Okay, to create a group, we create professor group. Let's say professor group, prof group, prof group name. We'll search for users, CSE professor, ECE professor. And then we will click the save groups. So we can use this group whenever we want to assign something to these two users. Instead of assigning separately to these two users, we can assign this group. And if we talk about queue, then queues are object specifics. So when we click on new, then we have a label, we have a queue name. Queue name is nothing, just a unique unique name of the queue. Then here we have available objects. This thing was not there on when we were creating object, when we're creating group. So here queues are specific to groups. If we want to assign a records to queues, we can do that as well, but groups used only for the sharing purposes. So currently I'm not going to create queue. You can in your developer edition, you can create groups and queues and try to share things as for try to share things with the groups. So uh, let's let's talk about one example of yeah, sharing with the groups. We have sharing settings here, and if we go to our custom object that we have created is student sharing rules. We hit this new button, and here we have the public groups option. Here you will see all we have this prof group available. So instead of, we can see roles here. Let's see, principals record, we want to share it with public groups. We can share it with prof group, and we'll save this. We can give a read only access or read write access as per the requirement. So as of now, we cannot see the records of other users because we have set the OWD settings of this group to private. So what if we get the requirement that some of the records created by principal, we want to share those records with the two professors from our university application. So what we can do is either we can share it with the multiple users, or we can directly create a group of professors who can see the records created by principal. I hit the save button, and users, all the records created by principal will be visible to professor group. So you can try this in your developer edition, and you can uh, log into professor's profile, and you can observe the behavior. Okay, so thank you so much. Keep practicing. Have a happy learning.